Welcome back to FM Story. We're well into the second half of our first season in Colombia with Junior. The first half of the season, we made it to the semi-final stage of the Apertura, didn't get into the final. As far as the second half of the season is concerned, we're currently top of the Clausura after 9 games, and we've made it into the semi-finals of the Copa Colombia. So without further ado, let's get into the action and see if we can make it into the final of the Copa Colombia. We're now into October and it's time for the second leg of the semi-final of the Copa Colombia. Things did not start particularly well from where we left off at the end of the last episode. So we left off having beaten Once Caldas 3-1 in the second leg of the Copa Colombia to overturn the first leg deficit to make it into the semi-final. We then played America de Cali, who at that time were bottom of the table and got hammered 3-0. We then went back to Cali to play Deportivo Cali in the next game, who were 19th at the same time that America de Cali were bottom of the table, and we got hammered 3-1. We then managed to put in a decent performance against Cucuta Deportivo, winning 5-2. And then the Copa Colombia semi-final, we've been drawn against America de Cali, hot off the heels of that defeat to them. We managed to win the first leg 2-1. We were 2-0 up after 12 minutes. They got a goal back just before half-time, and then the second half, not an awful lot happened. And then in between the two legs of the semi-final, we played a completely rotated team in the next league game. Luckily, we were playing Boca Juniors de Cali, who were right down near the bottom of the table, and came away with a pretty comfortable 3-1 victory. Which means we've managed to rest quite a lot of players going into this second leg of the semi-final. We have everyone fit and available and hopefully fully rested going into the second leg. As you can see, looking at the league table, we're second after 13 games. We're a point behind Atletico Nacional, but we should be pretty comfortable in finishing in that top 8 to make it into the semi-finals. But as we said, attention now turns to the second leg of the semi-final of the Copa Colombia. Can we make our way to the final? So, as we said, we've got a full team available. We've gone with the team that seems to have been our strongest throughout this Clausura part of the season. And hopefully we can maintain the advantage. Independiente Medellin won the other semi-final on penalties. Hopefully it doesn't go that far. Hopefully we can come away with a victory. But we are not that far off that bad defeat away at America de Cali. They're in some decent form, having won 4 of the last 5. So hopefully we can come out on top. Right, a throw for us. Zarate back to Arboleda. Back to Zarate. Alanzinho finds Cantillo. His shot just narrowly wide of the post. That would have been a great start to put a bit more of a gap in the aggregate score. But Cantillo with a corner. And that's headed over. We've started the game pretty well. Right, they've got the ball at the back. They've kind of beaten a bit of a press there. But Edwin Herrera wins it back. Hulimar out to Alate on the right. Chests it down. Low cross. Alanzinho in the middle of the box. He's scored quite a few goals like that in the second half of the season, where the ball's just drilled across to on the sort of 6-yard line, and he's had a simple tap in. But it's a lovely first touch by Alate. Gets the ball in front of him so that he can just then hit it in low. And then Alanzinho wasn't missing from there. And they've gone long from a goal kick, a free kick even. Hulimar nods it down to Gallard. Alate now driving down this right-hand side. Cross. Hulimar with a header. And it hits the bar and goes over. Herrera. Let's come back to him. Zarate now with the ball to the back post. Alate's header is wide of that far post. We're certainly creating a lot of chances in this opening half. Diaz with a corner for them, headed up in the air by us. It's still alive, but Lecce comes and claims it. And then launches it down the field. And Colorado in the right back position, out to Alate. Zarate now with some time. Finds Alate. Gallard over the top. Hulimar's in. Fires it low past the keeper. 2-0. Puts us 4-1 up on aggregate. And unless we completely collapse in this game, we should be making it into the Copa Colombia final. Lovely ball over the top by Gallard. Hulimar takes a touch into the box and just fires it low into the corner. Right, a corner for them, flicked on. They've pulled a goal back and almost immediately, and it's 4-2 on aggregate now, and we need to make sure that we don't switch off here thinking the job's already done. And there we are, half time, 2-1 up on the night, 4-2 up on aggregate. We're in a strong position, but we need to just not let our performance levels drop. Right, no changes at half time. Everyone's still fairly fully rested. Little happening in the opening to the second half. We've got a throw though. Zarate goes back to Piscotti. Finds Cantillo down the left. He gets a ball in towards the back post. It's headed away. And now they're looking to break. Zarate gets back to put a challenge in. And we've got it again. Alate over the top. It comes back to him. Now they're looking to break on us again, but Herrera nips in. Alanzinho looking for Hulimar. Both teams are just kind of giving the ball away to each other here. Luckily, it's all been in their half so far, but now they're looking to break again. Look to play a ball over the top. Diaz scores. And now we've basically just gifted them ways back into this game. And that, he just makes a run off the back of Piscotti. And it's a decent finish. It's perfectly timed as well. Piscotti's coming out as he's going forward. Right, so we've made some changes to get some fresh legs on the pitch. Gallard with a corner. Aim to the far post. The keeper makes a good save at the back post to turn it behind for a corner on the other side. We've got a centre half taking it for some reason. In, swing it to the back post again, headed clear. And nothing comes of it. Right, we made the last of our changes just to get some more fresh legs on there. Hopefully see this out. We've got a free kick with a couple of minutes left. Gallard short to Palacios, back to Gallard. Higuita, who's on at left back's in acres of space in the box. He's hit the post. And Gallard's follow-up is turned over by the keeper. We could have wrapped it up there. Gallard with the corner. Looking at where everyone is. This is going into the near post. He's taking his time with it. It's going to be 4 minutes of injury time. Into that near post. We've got a head on it. Hits the bar and goes over. And there we are. 4 full time. We've held on. We've won 4-3 on aggregate. And we're through to the Copa Colombia final against Independiente Medellin. It's now time for the final, the second leg of the final, the home leg of the Copa Colombia. And since the semi-final, we've had an interesting run of games. Obviously, we drew that second leg 2-2. We then followed that up in the league with 2 more 2-2 draws against Deportivo Pereira, where we conceded a last-minute equaliser, and against Independiente Medellin in the league, where we were both 1-0 and 2-1 up and came over the 2-2 draw. We then beat Aguilas Doradas away from home 3-1. The first leg of the final, we went ahead twice in the first half and they pegged us back pretty quickly. We missed a penalty just before the hour mark, which looked like it was going to be costly. But then Jeremias Gallard picked up his second goal of the game to ensure a 3-2 victory in the first leg, meaning we go into the home leg of the final with a 1-goal advantage. And then, because there was a game in between the two legs of the final, as we did with the semi-final, we picked a completely rotated team for that league game. This time we came out 3-1 on the wrong end of things, getting beat by Deportivo Pasto. So that means for us, as far as the league is concerned, the Clausura, we're in fourth on 36 points. We need to just finish in the top 8 to make it into the semi-finals, and then everything starts from scratch. So we're safely into that with 2 games of the Clausura left. Hopefully we can now go away and pick up this Copa Colombia. We do have a few issues. Carlos Cantillo has been injured practically since the semi-final. Alanzinho went down with flu before the last league game and is unlikely to play. They had a player who got injured in the first leg of the final who's out. So it's going to be a tough task. We've got that 1-goal advantage and hopefully we can come away lifting the trophy. So this is the side we've picked for the second leg. There's 2 changes to the team that played the first leg of the final. Obviously, Alanzinho out. Carlos Cantillo is out. He failed a fitness test. So we've got Santiago Diaz replacing Alanzinho. We've got Palacios playing where Cantillo would normally play. And hopefully the 1-goal advantage and the home advantage can see us lift this trophy. We've barely had any of the ball in this opening 10 minutes of the game. They've had 80% possession. A corner for us, Zarate, high to the back post. It's headed clear as far as Palacios. Colorado comes back to Palacios into the box. And the keeper turns it over. If he'd gone either side of the keeper, it was probably a goal. Zarate with another corner from that left-hand side. This one in towards the near post. It's up in the air and away. Right, another corner, this time from the right. Pisciotti with it. It's up in the air. It's still up in the air. Alarte to the byline. Palacios pulls it back to Arboleda on the edge of the box. And the young centre-half who we signed in our opening days at the club has potentially come up with a big, big goal in this Copa Colombia final. Alarte drives to the byline, goes back to Palacios, who pulls it back to the edge of the area, and Arboleda just threads the eye of the needle with that one, beats the keeper, and that's 1-0 on the night. Zarate with a free kick, Julimar to Diaz. Let's come back to Colorado. Zarate back to Colorado, looks for Palacios on the far side. It's been cleared as far as Herrera. Zarate, Herrera. Zarate lifts it to the back post. It's up. Colorado finds Zarate again, looking for Palacios. And now they're looking to break. Oh, and we're in trouble here. Oh, Colorado nips in and wins it. Gallard loses it, but Alarte finds Diaz. Palacios in space. Into the box. Hammers it across the keeper into the top corner. Makes it 2-0 on the night. Puts us 5-2 up on aggregate. And we need to avoid what we did in the semi-final and switch off. But we're in a really strong position here. And Palacios just runs at the defender, shifts it, and then just fires it high into the corner, past the keeper, and puts us in a really strong position. And there we are, half-time 2-0 up. We've had very little of the ball, but we've made it count. We've not really seen a highlight from them But we've managed to pick up those 2 goals to give us a 3-goal lead on aggregate, and hopefully we can more of the same in the second half and come away with this trophy. Right, we've not made any changes at half time. Very, very little happening in the second half. We've had a bit more of the ball. They're attacking down their right. Gets the byline, low cross. We've got a clearance on it. It's going to come back at us. Although Gallard heads it down. Diaz now bringing it clear. Over the top, looking for Hulimar. In behind. He beats the keeper. Makes it 3-0 on the night. 6-2 on aggregate. And surely the trophy is ours now. So Diaz does well, bringing it clear. He's not played as much as he probably would have liked this season. But Hulimar takes it down the chest, takes another touch, and then just lifts it over the keeper. All right, so we've made some changes to get some fresh legs on in some key areas. They've got the ball on the edge of the box. Colorado up to Hulimar. Out to Moises Pardo, who's coming on the right. Running his defender, ball in towards the back post. And that should have been a goal. Palacios with the corner towards the back post. It's headed clear as far as Savinho, whose effort eventually comes off the post and goes behind. Diaz into the box. It's headed down. Flores can't keep the effort down. Into the last couple of minutes here, and we've got a 4-goal lead on aggregate. The trophy's pretty safely ours at this stage. They're looking to make one last break free. Down their left. In towards the edge of the area. They've hit the woodwork. And it's knocked behind for a corner. And there we are. Full time. 3-0 on the night in the second leg. 6-2 on aggregate. And in our first season with Junior, we've picked up a trophy. We've won the Copa Colombia. And now all attention turns back to the Clausura. Can we pick up the Clausura to go a step closer to securing the league title in Colombia? For some reason, the formation that doesn't look like it should work is working. And we've got a trophy. We'll just settle for that at the start of the season, 1 trophy. Now we just need to go and see if we can win the Clausura to get halfway towards winning that league title. And there we are, the end of another episode, and what a high to end it on, having won the Copa Colombia, the first trophy in Colombia, first trophy with Junior. And now, as we said, the attention turns back to the Clausura. As we've said throughout this season, because there's 2 league titles up for grabs in Colombia in a year, there's no overall champion as best we can see. We've decided that we need to win both the Clausura, the Apertura and the Clausura. The Apertura we didn't get over the line in at the start of the season. We've still got a chance in the Clausura. We're into the semi-final stage with a couple of games of the league phase left to go. If we can pick up that Clausura, it would go a long way towards securing that league title in Colombia. It would mean we would just need the Apertura, but it's going to be a tough task. We've got 2 games left in the league phase. We'll have 6 games in the semi-final phase, and then potentially a 2-legged final of the Clausura as well. So join us next time to see if we can secure a victory in the Clausura. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.